Marv Katke, the founder and president of Spring Touch Lawn and Pest Control. I started back in 1973. I was just a local lawn care boy mowing lawns, going from neighborhood to neighborhood. I had a little 110 John Deere tractor with a wagon, and I got a taste for what you could do owning your own business. My wife was always with me from day one. We were actually working on contracts in the library at Mankeel State University before we were even married.
We started out of our apartment originally. We always tried to get the top of the line modern equipment, electric typewriters back in the day,
She was 100% in charge of the office at that time. She took care of accounts payable, accounts receivable, was answering the phones. The children grew up in it.
Our kids were Spring Touch kids from day one. The shop was their playground. And then as they got older, we used their skills.
Jennifer is the oldest. She started coming to work, I believe, when she was 12, 13 years old.
My first memory that I can remember now of working at Spring Touch was stuffing invoice bags. And I would get paid for every invoice bag that I would stuff, putting little nature notes in, and that was my fun little job. And once I got a little bit older and probably sounded a bit older, I got to help out with the phones.
Brian, he actually started out in the field. His first job was doing irrigation. Now he's in charge of the pest control division. He's also our fleet mechanic. I suppose he has over 100 pieces of equipment that he maintains.
I joined the irrigation crew, and at the beginning it was just uncoiling pipe behind the pipe puller, and that was around 12, and around 13 I started working full time with the guys in the summers.
I hired actually 2 employees back in '89. I still have that first employee that I actually hired. And so I learned how now to work through people. And that's what's really been fun at Spring Touch is we're always growing. Everybody knows that next year is going to be bigger than last year. We've had a record-breaking year each year. We moved from a facility that was 8,000 square feet 3 years ago to a facility that now is over 40,000 square feet. So it's really fun to share that experience with other people.
A lot of what was formed in the beginning was built on a lot of very hard and smart work to provide the best services, to provide the best customer experience.
I wanted to have a company that I could someday franchise. I always loved the franchise model. I wanted to be part of it. The green industry, the lawn care industry, is a $7 to $8 billion industry. So it's a huge industry.
We have grown by so much every single year. 9-10 years ago, we're at about the 1,500 customer range. We're now at around 11,000 customers. So now really is that perfect time to move on to franchising. We've done it, and we know we can help other franchisees really hit those numbers as well.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can use somebody else's wisdom and just leapfrog years ahead of where you presently are. And that's what franchising is. The right franchise, if they understand the business, if they have a good model, it's almost cheating because it's a proven system. They have the answers.
When people look at Spring Touch now, when people become franchisees and are able to be a part of the brand, they have a lot of trial and errors to glean from.
And that's what's really exciting about us is in 45 years, we've pretty much seen it all. And we're excited to share that wisdom, and we really believe that our franchises can achieve, in a fraction of the time what it took us to achieve the same thing.
We really focus on 3 key areas which then have a breakdown of each area. Lawn care, pest control and irrigation. You can get out there, you can do the perimeter insect control, you can do mosquito on the pest control side of things. Lawn care, you can do a whole range of things. Fertilizing their yard, spraying, grub controls, anything like that to keep everything under control. On the irrigation side then you also have the install and maintenance. All reoccurring revenue across the whole board. They don't have to go get multiple companies to do different things in their backyard. You can get them to do everything just with you.
Lawn care and the pest control are all reoccurring revenue opportunities, and irrigation has great reoccurring revenue in the form of repairs and maintenance.
Those recurring revenue type of businesses are just easier. You don't have to start over from square one every year.
Instead of starting at 0 the January 1st, we start at typically 85% of last year's sales. So it makes it really easy to grow 10-20% each year.
We found through the recession that we grew heavily.
Huge growth during the recession, and most of the industry has too.
When people aren't wanting to spend as much, they sort of start dropping the more luxury items, which you'd think lawn care was one of them. It's actually quite the opposite. You don't need any massive trucks and trailers or anything like that. We've been able to condense it all down to this great package on basically a pickup truck. All you have to do is the right thing by your customers and really focus on doing a good job when you're out there, and you're keeping that at least 80 to 85% of your customers every year.
What we've developed over the last 8 years is what we call one-step sales. Whoever gets there first typically gets the sale. Well, this way we're always first, and that's a huge advantage compared to the small companies that just don't have the software and the capability that we have at Spring Touch.
We've always been right on top of technology and using that to our full advantage.
Basically, every truck has a tablet and a printer in them. Their entire route is based off of that. You know, tablets take you right there. They're even geocoded to the proper location.
They can then hit the start timers and finish, so we know how long they've been out there for, so you can track your employees and what's going on out in the field.
And then there's upsells in there, and that's where the printer comes in. So like I can put, for instance, this yard looks like it has bare areas, so we could sell them an aeration overseat. The power of having that price, making it a one-step sale, has been one of the biggest things of our success.
Our business in Minnesota has grown exponentially once we started implementing the instant purchase, because when you do an old-fashioned estimate, you can only get so much done in so much time. But with technology, you can have this whole arsenal, this whole database of stuff just sitting there waiting for when that customer is ready to purchase. So it could be midnight, it could be 6 p.m., it doesn't matter. Your storefront is open when it's online.
We'll have in-house training here right at our location in St. Peter.
Franchisees who come in for training will be able to see, okay, this is what it will look like getting started, and then this is also what it can look like 5, 10, 15 years down the track.
We do your first year of marketing for you.
We'll help you strategically market to customers in your territory.
When I started, there was Yellow Pages and there was the newspaper. Well, now marketing, there's digital, there's social. What works and what doesn't for your industry? Well, I've literally spent millions of dollars on marketing. I figured out what works and what doesn't.
We can get prices in front of them even if they're not looking for another lawn care company, and they can be comparing it against the lawn care company that they are using very quickly.
Who's going to answer the phone when you're out in the field every day? Well, we're going to be providing that. We have a call center where the phones will be answered, and so you can focus on the field. We are going to be mentoring and helping as much as we can in those areas. We'll have an accountant the first year will be free of charge, and we've already got all the vendors set up for you. So you're going to see so much more return on your investment than you would normally trying to learn it yourself.
We will, in the first year, pay for you to get your national certification, which is through Georgia University. One of us will actually come out to start your company as well. So when you get going, we'll spend a number of days out there helping you, registering a business name, finding out what licenses you need for your state. It's going to be hard work to get things up and running, but if you know what you want, you know the end result, and you really work hard for it, you can really start to live that passion.
So to be able to start your first year, your first day with mentorship from people who have actually done this business in this industry for 45 plus years, it's invaluable in my opinion.
Our family motto has always been work hard, play harder, and we definitely do. In the winter, we do a lot of traveling. You know, we've been very fortunate to go to over 60 countries. You know, we usually go to Hawaii or the Caribbean or Europe or where have you. So we typically travel anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks a year.
We could go and travel in the winter. You know, we had that flexibility. Dad could get away from work because there wasn't much work in the winter those times.
We just made that a really important part of our life.
We still love getting out and traveling. Like, that's one of our major things, is we want to travel, make memories with the family.
Back, I believe it was in 8th grade, I remember my teacher his name was Dan Nelson, and he was just the nicest guy. And he had this poster, give a man a fish, and he eats for a day, teach him how to fish, and he fishes for a lifetime. That's what we want to do at Spring Touch. We have a real passion for people. It's exciting to see people grow. And that's what we see at franchising, is taking young families or young men or young women and help them grow and grow a wonderful business.
When you can pull your family into a business, it's really unique because you're not only growing your business, you're leaving a legacy.
If you love getting up in the morning and working hard and getting to see the fruits of your labor, then owning a Spring Touch franchise might be a real good fit for you.
You know, the venture is out there for them. The dreams, the American dream is out there. And if you're willing to put in that hard work, if you're willing to work smart and give it everything, we believe that we can help you achieve those dreams.
And so we're excited to share that, and we're excited to have people join the Spring Touch family and just enjoy our culture that we've created in this family atmosphere, and we can't wait to meet them.